Our next story is also about preservation, this time by a local woman passionate about Italian-American gardens. She's determined to share the techniques of immigrant gardeners, gathering stories while they're still around to tell them. As Chris Fenimore reports, it's not only a labor of love, it's preserving a culture for future generations.
Oh, it looks really good, really great, as usual.
Mary Maniti loves Italian-American gardens.
Look at those beans. Oh, already you have tomatoes. Oh, they're beautiful.
And everything that grows there.
Now, what kind are those? Those are...
This is called grapple, it's a grape.
Oh, like
it's a grape tomato.
So much so that Mary started documenting them in 2009.
Right, so there's how many different kind right here? Just
calling it the Italian Garden Project.
There's basil.
Yeah, I don't think you do this because you have to do it.
No, I just do it because I like it.
I started giving tours of my friends' gardens. My Italian-American friends just had the most amazing gardens. Every time I was in these gardens, I just wanted to share them with people because, well, since I was a child, had never seen gardens like this.
Zucchinis, some kind of worms get inside of the plant.
Today, Mary is visiting Domenico Carpico in Jefferson Hills.
Now, this is called broccoli. It's a broccoli family. You snap the top, you know, and fry them. Oh, delicious.
Domenico came to the United States from Italy in the 50s. He's always planted a garden. Growing food is part of Domenico's heritage.
Your garden is so beautiful. You know so much about gardening. Was this part of your growing up?
No, we had a farm.
You had a farm?
I had a farm. I had about 17 acres of farm.
Oh.
I grew up there.
And Mary grew up with that too, in Newcastle. One of her fondest memories is being with her own immigrant grandfather in his garden.
He just loved his garden. And I just saw someone with a sense of joy, of peace and contentment in his garden. He felt completely at home. And he would spend hours on end out there.
I like it best sometimes, you know.
During every visit, Mary does interviews.
Well, I need a lot of work too.
Hears their stories, takes pictures, records video, and later posts the information on her website, theitaliangardenproject.com.
The website serves as really the best way to disperse this information to other people. They're living the lifestyle that we all are trying to get back to, and they're right here. They're right here available to us. Now tell me the name of the town you're from in Italy?
Petrella.
Petrella, in the province of?
Petrella Tifernina.
Bruno Garofalo came to America in 1961,
There is one over here.
and he lives in the Knoxville neighborhood of Pittsburgh.
He has tomatoes there, and he has all these tomatoes over here.
Bruno's garden is typical of an Italian-American garden. It's large, taking up his entire backyard, and then some.
Is that his apple tree, too?
Yeah, he has an apple tree there. I think that's a pear.
What makes an Italian garden? Well, typically there's tomatoes, peppers, Roma beans, basil, and more, most grown with seeds brought from Italy.
Fig trees are an important element, or an absolutely almost essential element of an Italian garden. Grape arbors, often, even though the grapes aren't used for wine, for the social element of the grape arbor too, because you know, it provides shade. How did you learn to do all this?
Every chat with a gardener is also research.
They're dry now, see?
Mary finds out where they get their seeds,
It's a seed for next year.
what recipes they use in preserving their harvest,
Farm fork.
Farm fork, but that's not the original handle, is it?
No.
and learns how and where they get their tools.
The tools that were so important to them that they brought them in their luggage, the tools that they made by hand, the tools that they've used here for years and then repaired. But I love to capture that essence of that perspective, reusing and recycling.
No, these olives are not grown in Pittsburgh. They're fresh from California.
But the trick here is on crush them.
Preparing, preserving, and canning is all part of the Italian-American pantry.
Something that I did when I was at home, you know, as a little girl.
When Fenice Mercurio is cracking and pitting olives, it takes her right back home to Calabria, Italy.
I'm not the only one. All of us Italian, we have the special thing that we want to remember from home, that we want to do it. Just like, you know, we did it when we were young with the family. It's a special time. It makes you feel wonderful.
Fenice came to the United States after World War II, and so did her husband, Nicola. They met here, married, then made Bethel Park their home.
So how old is a tree like this, Nick?
And like Domenico and Bruno, the Mercurios not only have a huge garden, but also lots of fig trees.
I've never seen so many figs. I wasn't paying enough attention when it was my grandfather's garden about how he did things, why he did things. But now I have a chance to pay attention.
And what Mary has learned is that Italian-American gardens do more than nourish people.
Figs, look at that whole basket.
For many immigrants, these are also places of comfort, sustaining them as they adjust to a new life in a new country.
Yeah, that's a perfect one, huh? They know the language of plants. They're not out struggling with English, and I love being present to that sense of peace and ease and just being at home. Yeah. And I love that feeling.
And Mary is not done yet. She now has several volunteers to help her document even more Italian-American gardeners throughout the region. And she's working on a book as well.